We should be live. Yes. Good morning, India.
Good morning, everyone. It's 1 a.m. and we are live.
IST. But the interesting part is, I'll tell you something very funny, okay?
What?
परसों की बात है. I was trying to tell somebody कि देखिए ये
Mm-hmm.
12 बजे पहले ही कर देना रात
Hmm.
के.
Hmm.
तो the person was telling me कि रात के 12 बजे मतलब is it Indian time, is it London time or is it New York time? मैंने बोला जो टाइम समझ रहा है समझ ले.
मेरे लिए
बहुत
ईओडी होता है जब मैं सोने जाने से जस्ट पहले, which can be
exactly.
7 a.m. also.
I think EOD is like I heard this on Kunal Shah's podcast long time back. Okay, उसने बोला India has this culture of EOD, right? And
Hmm.
that is such a confusing culture because EOD means anything.
Yeah.
Like हमारा तो अभी EOD हुआ भी नहीं है. Technically, it's a Sunday where a lot
Yeah.
of people might be partying. They might be not doing anything or they would have slept. और हम यहाँ
Yeah.
बैठ के स्ट्रीम कर रहे हैं. So
Some
I
of
think,
them are learning Rust.
oh yeah, shout out to those. And
Yeah.
there are some people out there who are just trying to sell maybe to grow
Yeah.
their startups, whatever. So pretty
Yes.
cool. I think जो लोग भी जो भी कर रहे हैं लगे रहो भाई.
बिल्कुल
Cool.
लगे रहो.
So I think today's topic is neuroscience of attraction, and I think attraction एक बहुत ही ज़्यादा broad term है because attraction can happen into multiple facets of life on a multiple spectrum also, right?
Yes.
So maybe we can start at one spectrum and see where do we land.
बिल्कुल.
Yeah.
बिल्कुल.
So before we start, I think last stream was pretty fun. I somehow had to drop out because of my electricity last time, but
Yeah.
looks like it was a pretty fun, stream for you and Sharat. So good job. Cool.
बिल्कुल.
So
Absolutely. Yeah.
let's start. Uh, तू screen share कर देगा?
बिल्कुल मैं स्क्रीन शेयर कर दूंगा.
Yeah.
Yes. I
And
have this pop-up window so that I can look at your face.
oh wow, इतना भी मतलब I don't know if audience want to look at two of my faces. Oh God.
Audience is other. I otherwise I don't see your read your emotions and all.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't have two monitors. I have
You
ordered
might,
one.
you might miss my like precious reaction to something.
Yes, boss.
Yeah, I think I was showing it to a bunch of people. They all are like just mind blown by the visual part of it. They all are like, "Oh, this looks pretty fancy," and it
Yes.
looks fancy.
Yes. Some.
Especially,
Yeah.
no, there's just some part of it like which is very like this sound or this looks very cool. matlab. I think the coolness factor is too high. So yeah.
Absolutely. Especially if you see it on ultra graphics.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It reminds me of that shiny object of sorts, right? मतलब जो एकदम चमक रहा है भाई सूरज के
Yeah.
माफिक. Yeah, like
Yeah.
some I would love to build like a visual sort of similar kind of thing for our
Hmm.
solar system. That can be so fun.
Oh, that is how I got my first internship, by the way.
Oh, is it?
But
Okay.
pre vibe coding.
Oh, you actually did it. मतलब it was not just like some tool doing it, but you actually sat down and did it.
I actually sat down and did it, but it was not a 3D simulator, but it was more like a 2D simulator that if you click on any planet, you could get more info about that planet.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
2018 में किया था. And what
Okay.
I did was I copied a designer from Instagram. Then उनका UI दिखाया था dribble पे. I copied it like pixel perfect. And that was my entire pitch to the company hiring me is देखो I can copy UI pixel perfect, no complaints.
Nice. Pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah.
But now I think this anything is just freaking possible to
Yes.
visualize, to build, to do 3D. what not.
Absolutely, especially for people who have some technical know-how.
And I think even if, let's say, they might not have technical know-how, but even if they have just enough curiosity to push through it, right? Uh,
How I
they will
see
be
it
there. I'm
is
not saying they will crack it, but they'll be there.
how I see it currently is unfortunately that sometimes like if you have either PM experience or technical experience, like when I say PM it's like more of a TPM type of experience.
Hmm.
And we at a lot of times subconsciously, like even if you don't have the role, we have. But what my experience is so far,
Hmm.
like if I give it to my mom who has absolutely good English but
Hmm.
doesn't have any technical knowledge, they kind of struggle at this point,
Okay.
thoda sa, right? And
Samjha.
I think especially in engineering, the single most discipline that single biggest discipline I would say that we learn is when things get a bit tough, we just push through because we have seen that we have to debug for like 7 a.m., debug till 7 a.m., iterate and all that, and nothing really prevents anyone to do anything, right? So you can keep prompting, but like one thing, like when I was getting started, a 1000 line code base would kind of overwhelm me.
Hmm.
Right now 60-70,000 line ka code base doesn't overwhelm me, right? So similarly, when you have to write a prompt that's like 200 lines long, I have seen this just a behavioral side of things, is they kind of tune out midway, right? Like
Hmm.
forming cohesive thoughts for 200 lines on the spot is something that is still more of a skill,
Yeah.
right?
I definitely agree with the, and again, it's a bit of the environmental part also plays a role in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Ki, let's say, as you were saying, right, when you started coding,
Mm-hmm.
uh, looking at a code base of, let's say, a 500 line can be a task, but
Hmm.
now you can even manage a code base of 1 lakh code, like, user or whatever lines, right?
No, no,
So I
I think up to 10 lakhs, 1 million line of code base, one person can easily manage. Like one
But
decent
again,
engineer.
it's familiar with the environment, I suppose.
Huh.
Somebody who looks at, like, that code or, like, that system again and again, again and again, they just get
Mm-hmm.
little, like, familiar with that part of the world.
Yes.
Because I think it's the same thing when we started, this our project. There was a part of brain which we were not very sure, okay, ye kya hai? But now
Mm-hmm.
we have seen it that enough. Now at
Mm-hmm.
least we have a conversation point with people. Okay, I know what you're saying about or what
Yeah.
you're talking about. So I
Yeah.
think repetition is, I think, ultimately the name of the game. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Which brings this back to my point. Ki it is still like if something requires repetition, I think that thing itself, the like acknowledging something like vibe coding or whatever to require repetition means it is a skill that needs to be learned, right? Like
Hmm.
for example, smoking doesn't require practice, not a skill.
Hmm.
Okay, so like like these kind of exploit our existing behavioral pathways, not new ones.
Hmm.
So I have seen even existing engineers, like even in my team some of them are there, great guys, great people, but even they will struggle with vibe coding specifically, is because for example I know how to solve something,
Hmm. 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 Sure.
right? Let's say I know how to solve something or I know how to approach something.
Hmm.
It is very
That
difficult in the spot switching to AI.
true, true, true. Of course, yeah, but there is this limitation to, like, see again, if you will tell me, okay, can you write this certain program, right? I can, of course, do some GPT here and there, right?
Hmm.
But then in the end, if I have to debug on my own, I might feel a little daunted, right? Even though I understand, okay, where can be possible problem can be, but I'll still be like, okay, can I just ask someone, okay, why it's wrong? Because I'm just
Hmm.
not familiar with the environment yet, right?
Yeah.
आई एम यूज्ड टू लॉट ऑफ लाइक एआई डीबगिंग इन जनरल कि अच्छा एआई को बोल दो ये फिक्स करने को,
Yeah.
एंड समहाउ in the end AI makes it workable in the end. That's why you know वो कुछ भी जुगाड़ करेगा, कुछ फाइल डिलीट कर देगा, कुछ उड़ा देगा, but
Mm-hmm.
in the end it will try to give you the output which you want. So I think ये मैंने कहाँ सुना था, I think I think in one of the recent podcasts we had, no, somebody
Mm-hmm.
mentioned a very nice point that AI is like that, intern or like somebody, a non-technical person जिसको
Mm-hmm.
अगर तुम बोलोगे ना कोड बेस पूरा उड़ा दो तो वो उड़ा देगा, मतलब
नहीं
बिकॉज
बोलोगे भी तो उड़ा देगा कभी कभी।
अपन खाली बोलने वाले में बात करते हैं, बिकॉज द थिंग इज कि उसको पता नहीं है कि कोड बेस उड़ने के कॉन्सिक्वेंस क्या होने वाले हैं।
हाँ।
उसको सिर्फ टास्क पता है, लाइक व्हाट इज टास्क एट द हैंड,
हाँ।
लाइक एंड ही, आई मीन इट, आई वुड नॉट से ही येट, बट व्हाटएवर द
हम्म।
प्रोनाउंस आर, जो भी
हम्म।
एआई के वो है, बट व्हाटएवर
हम्म।
एआई इज राइट, उसको खाली इतना पता है टास्क करना है इन दी
हम्म।
एंड,
हम्म।
उसको और किसी से मतलब नहीं है।
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
for example, neuroglans, even if we acknowledge that we only made one single one, like ये 1 घंटे का है, I think that is more of a narrative I try to spin. But if you look at all the changes, like this is December 1, today is 14 December. December 1 पे changes देखो, we made 2 changes. December 2 पे there are 6 changes. December
जब हम
3
रात
पे
को
two
लेक तक
changes.
बैठे थे, हाँ,
हाँ हाँ।
ये आई थिंक सेकेंड और फर्स्ट का इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ रात को जब हम स्ट्रीम कर रहे थे,
एग्जैक्टली,
थर्ड
तो
में आई
देन
थिंक
यू हैव,
मल्टीपल किए थे चेंजेस।
नहीं दिसंबर आई डोंट थिंक हमने कमेंट कुछ भी किया था रेपो पे। सो
अच्छा,
इट्स
ओके,
ऑल आफ्टर द स्ट्रीम, लाइक एवरी कमेंट यू
ओके,
सी इज आफ्टर द स्ट्रीम। देन यू हैव
ओके,
6 दिसंबर, देन यू हैव 11 दिसंबर, एंड
राइट,
देन आज।
ओके,
ठीक है, सो इट हैज ए टोटल ऑफ 19 कमेंट्स इन टोटल। एंड इफ आई आस्क, होप कि न्यूरोग्लांस खोले, नहीं खोला। if I ask कि uh, so I have been also using anti-gravity cursor and a little bit of Klein. I'll ask anti-gravity this thing, कि how many lines of code are there. Lines of code is a flawed metric, but I recall one particular thing. I'll show you this part.
वैसे कितने हैं, लाइन ऑफ कोड कितना है अपना?
वो मैं अभी पूछ रहा हूँ उससे काउंट करने के लिए। ठीक है, इट विल ऑलमोस्ट 10,000। ठीक है, सो जस्ट जावास्क्रिप्ट फाइल्स आर 5100।
5,000।
जेसॉन फाइल्स को इग्नोर मारते हैं, CSS, एंड देयर इज ए पाइथन फाइल। पाइथन फाइल का पॉइंट है कि इफ यू लुक एट द कंप्रेशन एल्गोरिदम आई बिल्ट, राइट, सो इट डजंट लुक एनी डिफरेंट, बट इसका जो हमने बोला दिखा था ना कि 100 MB का डाउनलोड हो रहा था, इफ यू लुक एट द दिस पार्ट, ब्रेन डॉट बिन बोल के एक से में मिल जाएगा, इट्स ओनली 5.3 MB। The entire brain I have reduced it from 100 MB to 5.3 MB. That compression algorithm I built in Python.
गॉट इट।
But what I was showing कि ये यहाँ पे see there is this doc, right, two column doc on mobile now. ठीक है, so mobile में, and if you click anywhere you get this छोटा सा overlay. I was struggling so hard to prompt, even Opus को max कर लिया कि that this other doc was rendering in front of it. ठीक है, even when
राइट,
like it's not, ये ड्रॉयर इस ड्रॉयर को डॉक के ऊपर रेंडर होना चाहिए, ये उसके पीछे रेंडर हो रहा था।
राइट,
And you would be surprised, once I started going in this dev tools, took me 5 minutes to actually fix it.
Okay. Hmm.
Not even 5 minutes. But what I'm saying is, even Opus 4.5 mein there are enough glitches कि having some technical knowledge unlocks like a huge like
Yeah.
amount
True.
sort of.
I think that's a fair point also, that there is not like this thing कि अच्छा अभी developers चाहिए ही नहीं मतलब, or you don't need coding knowledge anymore, right? It's a
Yeah,
very stupid thing to say honestly.
of course.
You just maybe can get a head start now in doing projects,
Yeah,
but it's not like कि you are just gonna kill everything and you don't need a developer at all.
yeah. So now it makes it very difficult for anyone to learn the skills that I had to learn. Is
Mm-hmm.
because it's very hard for me to even me to justify asking my engineer like someone in my team कि तू एआई यूज मत कर, इसको खुद सीखने के लिए अच्छे खुद से कर, right?
True.
And now those muscles that I developed, for example, I can go here and use this particular tool to inspect anything, right? And my mind can parse all this information,
Hmm.
right? And that is a very like it took me a solid couple of years to develop this skill.
Right,
like
right, right.
like there is so much information to parse ना, ये कहाँ से हायर hover करने से कहाँ पे क्या होता है, right? And there are like so many tabs. If you click here there are more tabs. There is this network और कहाँ पे where all the information is,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? So so like learning just this part took me like a quite a solid amount,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what I'm saying is ki learning that does not get significantly easier. Like yes, at Mimbu we are trying to solve for that, but it's not it at most that is going to cut your learning time by let's say 5x or
Hmm.
even 10x, right? But
True.
something that takes 10 years to learn, like does someone have 1 year to dedicate
Yeah.
in today's market when you can just build something in using AI in 3 months and ship and get validated?
Mhm.
So that kind of makes my moat stronger is the people engineers like us kind
Yeah.
of have a good position.
I think that is definitely a thing यार, मतलब I think somebody who's able, यार मैं किसी को बोल रहा था कल की कि if you're an engineer right now or a business person, no,
Hmm.
and either you have a depth on the business side or in the tech side,
Hmm.
and if you can do like let's say, okay, in your case let's say you have a tech depth, okay, and
Hmm.
if you can bring a depth in the business ka certain angle or a certain niche,
Hmm.
then you're an unstoppable person,
Yeah.
because you have a strong business to build on, plus with the technical skills you can combine, that can become like a deadly combination, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, and I in particular am trying to develop a intersection of tech and business
Hmm.
skills. Like business is genuinely hard for me, not gonna
Yeah,
lie,
yeah, yeah.
but I'm still trying to like. I'll tell you, I think 15 months back, even MAU DAU terms I like mouthed out. I was not familiar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So.
Hmm. But I think yeah, it's a journey, and I think it's a. I mean, the more time you're spending with Mimbu and bunch of other stuff, right? तेरा एक तरह से जो depth build हो रहा है, right, in general,
Hmm.
with regards to the users, the kind of needs user have,
Hmm.
and I think at some point you will be like able to cut through all the noise and have a very strong idea ki what is that one product that will actually kill it off matlab, in the market.
Hmm.
So yeah, but I think it's honestly a good time either to focus on one of the parts where
Yeah.
you become so strong in one of the areas,
Yeah.
and then of course you can find out other person or other co-founders, other co-partners, whatever, right, and work with them and do something crazy.
Honestly, that makes it harder to find co-founders in today's market because सबको लगता है मैं ही founder बन सकता हूँ. I don't.
हाँ मतलब होगा, but honestly, like you know, if you ask me, no, I would
Hmm.
always think that co-founders are not just like, let's say, for the skill set part. It's
Yeah,
the journey, right? That is a pretty shitty one.
yeah,
Starting something grounds up, and you just
yeah,
need somebody to just like crib with, or like somebody you can just be like, "Hey, yaar, tu kya kar raha hai?" Right? So whatever.
yeah,
I think it's a more of a companionship in very simplest terms.
yeah, yeah,
That
for
तुम
sure.
एक बच्चा बड़ा करने वाले हो. You
Hmm.
of course can be a single parent, but why to be a single parent?
True.
Yeah.
Why to be a single parent when the company can get both?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
was.
I think
Yeah,
it's a journey. जो long term journeys where you need people right with you. Of
yeah.
course, there are certain people who are made that way जो अकेले सब कर पाएंगे. But at
Mm-hmm.
least in my case, I'm very clear कि I would rather have somebody by my side. And
Mm-hmm.
skills can always be like secondary part. If you just enjoy being with them,
Yeah.
you'll make something matlab, with your
No, no,
life.
I was not talking about you, me, because like
Uh-huh.
even I have a like मतलब even I have a co-founder. नहीं, I have a co-founder.
नो
uh,
नो नो, वैसे नहीं बोल रहा मैं, इन जनरल बता रहा हूँ कि
but
इट्स अ
I
वेरी
saw
एक
some of yeah.
पर्सनल इंडिविजुअलिस्टिक वो वाला वो है इसमें.
Mm-hmm.
या एंड तेको पता है वन ऑफ द थिंग विद आई डोंट नो मे बी जस्ट द थिंग, बट
Mm-hmm.
अगर तू वाईसी के सारे बैचेस देखेगा ना, एटलीस्ट ये
They reject people without
लास्ट.
co-founder. Yeah.
हाँ, and in the last 2 3 years there are just so many young kids, right? मतलब 20 साल 21 साल,
हाँ.
and these are just let's say college friends, right? जो टाइम पास कर रहे हैं और more or less जैसे
Yeah.
सिंग कर सकते हैं क्या, let's give it a shot and see. बट
Yeah.
जब वो कोई साथ में तुम्हारे बकचोदी कर रहा था ना, तुम्हें तो थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस था यार, करते रहे क्या होगा, वर्स्ट केस क्या होगा, राइट?
हाँ.
सो आई थिंक दैट पार्ट प्लेज अ बिग रोल इन
Group
somebody's
projects.
courage. हाँ मतलब ग्रुप प्रोजेक्ट.
बाकी सब लोग including me at a lot of times were just emotional support.
Yeah.
काम तो एक लोग या दो लोग करते हैं.
I think that's, but it's the same thing. Okay, so imagine, okay, look at company
Mm-hmm.
like a DeepMind. Okay, DeepMind has solved some really good problems in last few
Yeah.
years. ठीक है, let's just talk about AlphaFold.
ठीक
AlphaFold
है.
के hardly 6 या 7 researchers would
हाँ.
have done the most of the heavy lifting. और I'm
हाँ.
just giving an arbitrage number. Like let's say अगर 100 researcher थे, उसमें से एक पावर लॉ लगा लो, और वो
हाँ.
पावर लॉ के हिसाब से वो जो तो भी तुम्हारा नंबर बनता है 10 15 20,
हाँ.
that set of people would have done the most heavy lifting. बाकी सब थे, it's not कि वो नहीं थे,
हाँ.
but
हाँ.
the foundational contribution बोल दो या जो भी बोल दो, it
हम्म.
always comes from that specific group of people, right? And
Yeah.
right from college project to like building the largest companies in the world, it's a unfortunately or fortunately that's how it works.
So if you from power law से like power law से याद आया, have you seen this great video by Veritasium recently on power law?
आई थिंक मैंने देखा था, कौन सा टाइटल था इसका, तो याद है?
I don't remember. It's like it basically says when you see something like a power law, uh,
Hmm.
that is very those distributions are like largely fractal and somewhat luck dependent variables.
I think, see, luck तो है मतलब, I don't know
Like
what's your take on luck, by the way.
nahi, like luck for example, I'll come to your exact part, is for example all of everyone including us have a thesis, has an intuition, right? Ki,
Hmm.
this is how the market will behave, and if it goes this way we will
Hmm.
win, right? Startups, especially startups, like especially more especially bootstrap startups,
Yeah,
has to have like very like make a bet, right? Basically, we for example our bet is ki education will not go irrelevant,
sure.
right? Long term education is not going to get Like even if AGI comes, people लोग क्या करेंगे, सीखेंगे नहीं तो क्या करेंगे, like
हाँ, कुछ ना
even
कुछ
if
तो।
it's even if it's a method of social signaling, people will learn.
हम्म।
ठीक है, and that is one of our bets,
हम्म।
right? So like knowing or unknowingly people make a bet, and then there are certain market shifts that happen that either amplify or not amplify certain bets, right?
ओके।
So it like there is a element of luck involved where like for example every startup, like a lot of startups does really well, but how the market forms is very unpredictable, and that's where some startups start accumulating resources, and once they start accumulating resources, they can deploy those resources for accumulating more resources and snowball,
हम्म।
right?
हम्म।
So that is my kind of understanding of power law specific luck, like not luck in general.
हम्म।
There is another central limit specific luck, which is like normal distribution. Like for example, you have seen, right? My height is unusually short,
हम्म।
right? uh, but based on certain distributions, I can say how lucky unlucky I am,
हम्म।
right? And me as a whole, like most people as a whole are average. Like if
हम्म।
I am short in one end, like better in other ends, so luck kind of cancels out that way, like in aggregate. But power law specific, when you have power law effects in force like income,
हम्म।
right? Those income, job success, no, job is like job mein I was looking at the data, below executives job is a like income is a normal distribution, and beyond executives job income is a power law curve,
हम्म।
right? So there are like so it so and a good example is forest fires, like that was the exact thing they shown,
हम्म।
right? तो फॉरेस्ट like फॉरेस्ट में आग लगती रहती है, एंड what happens is
I am, by the
वो
way, just removing the screen for a bit. हाँ, ये वाला। हाँ, go.
कौन सा?
ये
हाँ
वाला,
हाँ
वो वाला। Yeah.
हाँ हाँ, बिल्कुल.
हाँ।
So that what was I saying? So
Forest fire.
forest fires पे like fire forms randomly throughout the
हम्म।
forest, like होती है बुझती है. What happens is, because there is not enough tree, let's say after one point the fire doesn't can't spread,
हम्म।
right? And that creates a new empty space जहाँ पे फिर से trees start growing. But sometimes there is not enough forest in a long area, and
हम्म।
if that part gets struck by a single forest fire, that wipes up a long area.
Sure.
ठीक है, and the argument in that video was basically, if you see a power law curve that is intricately linked with fractal limits, like fractals, like there are self similar structures at various scales, like businesses, you look, there are chota small businesses, medium businesses, large businesses, like then there are giants,
हम्म।
right? So how they move from one level to the next is lot like dependent on how the market kind of takes, like how big the area is when the fire strikes, and not the
अच्छा,
fire
I,
itself, right?
but don't you think at some point, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's say there is a certain area जहाँ पर ठीक है आग लगी है.
Hmm.
The assumption in this is that कि it will be limited to that area जहाँ पे आग लगी है.
Uh-huh.
Right? Let's say forest is in XYZ,
Mm-hmm.
but what if that fire spreads across X plus Y into
नहीं नहीं,
plus
to
Y
for
fire?
fire to for fire always spreads, but
हाँ.
what happens in a local fire, like in
Hmm.
a clump of forest, let's say how the fire spreads is either via wind, or a tree falls on another tree to
Hmm.
like burn that one also, right? If there is a huge gap, let's say due to a recent forest fire, there is a huge gap formed, so that fire gets contained in that region जिसके बाहर वो spread नहीं कर पा रहे, right? Because
Okay.
of boundaries, right?
Hmm.
But sometimes there is not and no fire for a long time, so the whole forest is super dense. And
Hmm.
when there is any fire, it doesn't depend on the fire, depends less on the fire, more on the density of the, more on the landscape,
Sure.
कि fire कितनी फैलेगी, right? So that kind of uh, determines, like, hard work yes, intuition yes, but we are all trying to predict, is the forest ripe enough to, is the forest big enough?
It's a good analogy. I think it makes sense. And
Like
I think
when you're a
more of this
startup,
in life, in general, we are maybe trying to lit up wrong forests.
yeah. So what you this, like, this essentially shows up at as TAM calculations, right? All these things, right? Ki, when you say TAM, or if you see how VCs operate, like
Hmm.
they will fund a lot of ideas because they are unable to predict which
कि
of this
आग
will
कहाँ
catch
लगने
fire.
वाली है.
Huh. But now I'm coming back to the deep mind things. Again, there is a power law here. Is ki all of a lot of the scientists had really good ideas. It's
Hmm.
just that some of them shown early success. They got more funds. They their success kept compounding. Like for example, Transformers.
Hmm.
Transformers was only scalable beyond a certain scale, right? छोटे छोटे transfer models didn't work very well.
Hmm.
So you had to connect enough dots, and I am saying there is definitely an element of luck involved. Is कि which of the scientists का thesis get approved?
बट अगर अच्छा इसका पता है सबसे अच्छा एग्जांपल क्या होता है. इट्स इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ पीपल सेइंग वर्क हार्ड, राइट. सो
Yeah,
हार्ड वर्क का एक सबसे बड़ा मतलब आई वुड से पैराडॉक्स
haha,
is that if you keep pushing the wrong stone,
haha.
it's not going anywhere.
Okay, now let me do a Monte Carlo simulation. I think this is a perfect thing. Hard
Hmm.
work. Like let me हम लोग अपने, like tinkering was a better title.
Okay, that's okay. I think we'll do attraction at some other point. But
Yeah,
yeah,
or after some time,
yeah.
let's run a Monte Carlo simulation on hard work, where
Hmm.
there are multiple variable. There is a skill variable and a luck variable,
Hmm.
right? But the selection criteria is brutal. Like for NASA astronauts, like let's say for getting picked as NASA astronauts, let's say skill contributes 95%, but variable for the sim, and luck contributes the rest. Like very simple model, luck and skill. ठीक है.
Sure.
Um, Now, not 95%, but luck
75.
contributes the rest. Do we see when people get picked, what is their luck versus skill?
Hmm.
Okay. So my hypothesis is they will all be extremely skilled, people who get picked,
Hmm.
but people who get picked are eventually lucky.
Sure.
Like among this, like ये क्या हो रहा है? I'm sorry. क्या कर रहा I forgot to turn on canvas.
नहीं नहीं, I think
No, I forgot to turn on canvas. I will have to turn on
क्या.
canvas.
Okay. ठीक है.
So it will now think and build the simulation.
Hmm.
make a React demo where this Monte Carlo sim runs with great visuals. So it will build, it is building some visual, something visual. Uh, so again, I
And
think,
what's the outcome of the first question? उससे क्या बोला first वाले में?
okay, let me read this.
Hmm.
Because the interesting part isn't does skill matter, we already know it does. It's what happens after the brutal filter. रन कोड देखते हैं इसको. I think it's running the, okay, run code. Says it wrote the wrong code.
Okay.
I think I'll run this one. So this is the population of this is a distribution of people. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have 0 to 1 skill and 0 to 1 luck,
Hmm.
right? The
Zero
people who,
to one skill and 0 to 1.5 lakh.
oh, this is negative 1.5. Acha, bad luck and good luck.
Bad luck and good luck until 1.5. Yeah.
So when people get selected,
Hmm.
they all have, see, relatively good luck. The lowest person who got
And
selected,
that's on the top of the right of the, मतलब top of the top pyramid, right?
up and to the right, right?
Up top to the right. Yeah.
So if we reduce the skill weight,
Hmm.
it still, if we reduce skill, then to it's a lucky draw. Like if we have
Hmm.
no skill, then it's a gamble.
एक काम कर, can you max the skill क्या? Let's see क्या होता है.
Uh, then see, if I max the skill,
Hmm.
acha, make the luck ones different color. Also add a button to trigger the world. Right now it reruns the sim on every every time I move the slider. uh, Make the graph prettier.
Graph pretty.
So what I'm see, if I have 100% luck, like skill weight as 99%, see it, the luck axis kind of spreads.
That's the thing. But still, luck is still playing a big part if you look at that.
Like no smaller, bad luck पे तो कोई नहीं आ रहा है. Even if we
Yeah.
have 97, see only the
हाँ
lucky few get selected,
yeah yeah
right? If I have 86,
हाँ.
then the Monte Carlo simulation says, okay, add more charts, add a add more parameters for number of samples, and also a chart, also a xy plot of people who got selected on their luck versus skill composition. XY plot के नहीं,
Hmm.
histogram plot. Syntax error index.js. आई थिंक जीपीटी 5.2 का स्ट्रीम होना चाहिए था ये.
Can we just spend it?
हाँ.
Can we just try on GPT-5? Oh yeah,
No, this is 5.2.
or 5.2. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if I run the preview or not. Syntax error, fix bug. This dashboard is pretty bad, I would say,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
जो इसने बनाया. Okay. हाँ.
Hmm.
तो इसने बोला है कि स्किल वेट दिस candidate pool and slots available. There are three assumptions to make.
Hmm.
uh, let's say candidate pool. अरे क्या हो रहा है?
बढ़
Why
रहा
is
है
it
बढ़.
so laggy?
Hmm.
अच्छा ठीक है. स्लॉट्स अवेलेबल 50 कर देता हूँ.
Hmm.
ठीक है. सो नाउ आई थिंक लग द ओके नाउ 0 to 10% luck value 50 90%. क्या है?
Second chart मेरे को समझा नहीं. What is this second chart?
I think GPT 5.2 is like trolling us.
Let's try that.
I will go to Gemini.
अरे ये जीपीटी था क्या? ओ, अरे यार मुझे लगा ये अपन जेमिनाई में कर रहे फॉर सम
नहीं
रीजन.
नहीं
आई डिडंट रियलाइज.
नहीं. आई वाज ट्राइंग 5.2. वो ट्रोल कर दिया मैंने.
ओके.
uh,
Officially GPT 5.2 is not great. Yeah, but I'm hearing like not great reviews in general. Okay, मतलब from
yeah, I am seeing the not great because see what it what did it say, like what is 1545
ये
value
क्या.
50.
Let's see Gemini क्या करता है अपन.
Now I will add some more specifications,
Hmm.
like the uh,
I'm
we
just off
should.
camera for 5 minutes. Huh?
ठीक है.
Like I'm here. अभी कौन सा इवेंट हो रहा है?
नहीं नहीं, वो मेरा रिमाइंडर आ गया कि सो जा. I have a schedule for sleeping. जो फॉलो नहीं होता.
I have a feeling Gemini will do a good job.
I have a feeling it's unfair because I have given Gemini a better prompt. I'll give the same prompt to
लेट्स सी क्या
ChatGPT.
करता है यार। एक काम करते हैं, क्लॉड को भी दे क्या, लेट्स सी क्या होता है।
I think Claude will do the best job. But मेरा Claude का सब्सक्रिप्शन खत्म हो गया।
अरे यार देखते हैं जो भी करता है, कर पाता है।
फ्री में कितना करता है?
इसमें कैनवास अच्छा बीच वाले में है क्या? ओह।
क्या था? uh, show as artifact.
ग्रोक, अगर ऐसा हो तो ग्रोक को भी दे दो, ग्रोक तो कुछ फलता करे। यार आई डोंट नो इफ यू एवर लाइक ग्रोक, डू यू लाइक ग्रोक?
I like I like to like Grok, but but
आई एम इन अ वेरी
मुझे पसंद
सिमिलर
नहीं है।
सिचुएशन राइट नाउ। You know, I even got for the subscription of Grok, but somehow, yeah, it never made sense, man.
Grok is like that person जिसको you want to love but can't. Like they check all your boxes but doesn't vibe.
Yeah. Okay, इस
Mm-mm.
बार थोड़ा बेगर तो किया है इसने।
Okay, this is ChatGPT. This is Gemini. This is
इसमें
Claude.
बना रहा है।
This is Grok.
Yeah, let's just start with ChatGPT first.
Okay. So
Yeah.
NASA astronauts, almost everyone is elite. The bar is cruel.
Hmm.
Candidate pool size 1 million. Sorry,
1 lakh,
100K.
1 lakh, yeah,
1 lakh. Available slots कितने हैं?
50 कर दे
हाँ हाँ
या 100 कर दे ना, और क्या मतलब मैक्स ही कर दे जितने भी है।
हाँ 100.
50 है।
Skill weight 95%.
हाँ।
Skill का variation, like how distributed is the skill?
uh, what do you think, what should we do यहाँ पे?
Uh, I think skill variability पे I think I want to sweep skill variability once. Like
अच्छा ठीक है चलो।
हाँ. So
हाँ।
so if you see who got picked, average skill is 1.000.
हम्म।
Average luck is also 1.000. मतलब
हम्म।
because everyone is so elite, the gatekeeping is so hard. The
हम्म।
people who get selected are like lucky.
Okay, got it.
They're also skilled, but like
Mm-hmm.
if there is like 100 people who are eligible, only 50 slots available, then they say coin toss.
Okay. What if we increase the pool in that case?
Like pool. अरे भाई ये देखो इसने तो वो like,
रंगोली बना दी भाई इसने तो।
इसने तो कोड चलाने का कुछ प्रोविजन नहीं है। आई हैव टू कॉपी पेस्ट और व्हाट।
या
नहीं करूंगा मैं। टू
छोड़िए, रहने
लेजी।
जान दे। ये ट्राई
कैंडिडेट
कर।
पूल कैंडिडेट पूल मैक्स करते हैं।
हाँ 50 होगा आई गेस इसका, हाँ।
सिलेक्टेड स्लॉट्स
100 कर दे।
100. स्किल वेट 95%. स्किल स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन। स्किल मीन मैं करता हूँ 80 और स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन करता हूँ 20. तो देयर
हम्म।
विल बी सम स्टूडेंट हु सम ओ स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन 20 कैसे होगा? स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन 5 होगा।
हम्म।
नहीं 10.
10।
लक मीन 50. लक स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन। लक तो लक का क्या है? लक का स्टैंडर्ड लक इज वेरी यूनिफॉर्म।
या
लाइक की इनसाइट एवरेज स्किल सिलेक्टेड गुड एवरेज लक 94.
नाइस।
ठीक है
यार बट
इफ
इससे
आई
थोड़ा ना एक्चुअली अच्छा assumptions इसने लिया।
राइट इफ आई इम्प्रूव द स्लॉट्स देन एवरेज लक ड्रॉप्स.
Oh, luck drops.
Right, so if you have less gatekeeping then luck
Luck matters.
plays.
Okay, let's just keep selected का slot, हाँ भाई 20 कर दे या 10 कर दे। Let's
10
see अब
कर
क्या।
देते हैं.
10 कर दे। What the fuck?
So the
You have to
more,
be fucking lucky and also be very skillful.
yeah. So as you see, luck
Okay,
distribution.
okay. In that case, ना, can you bring down the luck का, sorry, skill का वो क्या?
क्या?
स्किल अभी 95 है ना,
हाँ.
उसको मे बी 80 कर दे, फिर
So
देखते हैं
it
कि लक का पार्ट कितना बड़ा मतलब प्ले होता है
because
फिर. हाँ,
I would, as you hypothesize, luck will go up, skill will go
हाँ,
down.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
Skill is 100%. I'm not sure how.
नहीं, because मैं बोल रहा हूँ पॉपुलेशन स्किल का एवरेज,
अच्छा,
पॉपुलेशन स्किल,
मीन 80 है, ओके.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ अगर पॉपुलेशन का एवरेज स्किल इज 50,
हाँ, ओके.
ठीक है, एंड
हाँ,
स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन इज लेट्स से 15, देन
ठीक है.
ठीक है, तो देन व्हाट हैपेंस?
Oh, luck also drops.
या,
Interesting.
because there are, so what happens to the, why luck drops is because there are less people at the extremes.
Exactly. So I think then in that case it also मतलब maybe says कि फिर it's gonna be the battle of the skills versus the luck, right?
So the less skillful people available, the less luck depends.
Hmm.
So it's less about what one person's skill is, but more of a how many people are there and how many
Uh,
places are there.
yeah, it's a very, I if I would draw parallels with something real world, okay. For
Mm-hmm.
example, let's say how many like elite level researchers are there
Mm-hmm.
versus elite level developers.
No, you can think how many elite level researchers are there versus
Uh,
how many slots in the conferences are there.
हाँ, sure.
Mm-hmm.
बट अगर मुझे मतलब वैसे देखना है, ओके, लेन दैट सेंस नो. बट इन जनरल अगर तू देखे तो रिसर्चर की पॉपुलेशन कम ही है ना, टोटल भी.
Uh-huh. Huh.
तो वहां पे आई एम अज्यूमिंग बाय डिफॉल्ट एज वी सॉ राइट कि लक एंड द स्किल विल ऑलवेज प्ले अ बिग पार्ट वर्सेस
Uh-huh.
इंजीनियर्स, जहाँ पे
Mm-hmm.
इंजीनियर्स की भरमार बहुत है, राइट.
Mm-hmm.
तो स्किल मतलब मे बी जिसका अच्छा है वो ठीक है, बट
Mm-hmm.
अगेन सिंस द पॉपुलेशन का वो पूरा क्या बोलते हैं, मीडियन इज डिसेंट इनफ.
Mm-hmm.
So luck increases by the just the more virtue of having like more opportunities in that sense.
Hmm. I think true. Excellent. Where is your face?
मैं अभी कैम ऑफ था, बोलना क्या करना है.
Okay, okay. No, it shows your
हाँ, हाँ, ये
frozen photo in my screen. हाँ,
I have just hung it off for a bit, yeah.
हाँ, हाँ, बिल्कुल.
Yeah.
So, what was your claim?
हाँ, मतलब my point is कि इसमें as we
Mm-hmm.
were talking Nagdi, there are two things that which matter, okay. One
Mm-hmm.
is population का average वो
Mm-hmm.
skill and luck level,
Mm-hmm.
and opportunities available in the same time.
Hmm.
Right. So certain
Hmm.
jobs are in extreme demand
Mm-hmm.
and they require so much of skill.
Mm-hmm.
And since the supply is very limited, right,
Mm-hmm.
opportunities also become very limited. Like I am just trying to, understand very simple hypothesis is that
Mm-hmm.
ki why do we have more good engineers or great engineers
Mm-hmm.
versus good slash great researchers in general,
Hmm.
right? So that's a problem statement.
Okay. So, more research impact or more good researchers? I would say the research distribution would be similar,
Mhm.
but I would say there are like less gatekeep. There is hmm, I don't know how to answer this question.
Yeah. I think let's look at the paradox. जो उसने paradox लिखा है ना,
कहाँ पे?
ये explanation में left में,
हम्म.
the paradox.
हम्म.
What we like to discover is that the among the highly skilled top tier, everyone is bunched closely together in skill. At that level, small amounts luck can make the difference between being 45 and being 55, which
Hmm.
actually makes sense, right?
Yeah.
अगर तू अरे इसका आई थिंक पता है अच्छा एग्जांपल क्या हो सकता है.
क्या?
To understand something in the JE rank, okay, JE या NEET का rank,
हम्म
सो अज्यूम कर कि जो रैंक 500 है और
हम्म
रैंक जो 550 है,
हम्म
उन दोनों के बीच स्कोर का डिफरेंस में भी 1 या 2 मार्क का होगा.
एग्जैक्टली
But since the population of taking that test is too large,
हम्म
like the difference is that कि अच्छा ये 500 है या 550 है.
सो इट कुड बी एज सिंपल एज वेयर द पर्सन इज सिटिंग बिकॉज अगर
हाँ.
तुम पीछे हो यू हैव स्लाइटली मोर टाइम like because the invigilator takes start taking sheets from one end. I don't know if that's how that happened, never given like JEE में अभी ऐसा कुछ है या नहीं,
Yeah.
but it could be just five extra seconds and you get to click tick one box more.
I think maybe पता है अपने को ये क्या करना चाहिए. We should actually play this uh, sort of a simulation in the case of I
JEE
ये UPSC और
QPSC
JEE.
हाँ
UPSC will be a very extreme one, right? कि
हाँ
जहाँ पे समझ तो सबका थे स्किल 50% कर दे
हाँ हाँ
एंड सबका तो लक भी 50% रखा एंड देन सी व्हाट हैपेंस.
तो
या तो तू
skills
स्किल्स 70 पे खींच ले.
so does okay if you reduce skill weight
हाँ.
paradoxically you get your luck score reduces.
बट अभी देख ऑलमोस्ट सेम पे आ रहा है राइट. एवरेज स्किल और एवरेज लक,
Hmm.
मतलब दोनों के
Hmm.
बीच बहुत ही माइनर वो आ रहे डिफरेंसेस.
But you still need 87% luck, which is like if I reduce the if you make the luck standard deviation closer,
हम्म.
if I make luck a standard deviation like 10, then I think I will see a drop.
Oh, luck drops significantly.
But I don't think luck behaves like that. Like luck isn't a normal distribution. Luck is a random
एग्जैक्टली,
variable.
इट्स वेरी नॉन लीनियर राइट. तो वो लक को फिगर आउट करना बहुत मुश्किल है.
So luck is not a normal distribution, but a random variable. Why the fuck are we modeling them as a normal
मुझे
dist?
पता है क्या लगता है. मोस्ट ऑफ द सॉर्ट ऑफ मच मॉडल्स इन जनरल फेल्स, मतलब
Hmm.
ऐसे जब कंपैरिजन में, बिकॉज द आई थिंक जो हमने अभी लिखा राइट, most model assume that luck is variable, is like very formal, it's not gonna
Hmm.
change.
Hmm.
But it's reality is very different, right? Luck is,
Hmm.
I mean, तुझे पता है recently जब वो एंग्लियो का सीन हुआ था right, there were bunch of students who got stuck.
Hmm.
Now do we blame it on luck, or do we blame it on circumstances? For certain people who couldn't make to the exam, they might be
Hmm.
having 100% skill,
Hmm.
but that day luck might be zero.
Negative.
Negative, right? In fact. Yeah.
हाँ तो so what we look at like I think I knew this result. I just wanted to discover this using with AI. Is that
Yeah.
when the gatekeeping is tight and
Hmm.
there is like at the extremes, at the elite levels, the skill gap is pretty small.
Hmm.
Their luck is overwhelmingly dominant.
True.
So
I mean,
now,
that's the reason, right? हाँ, एक बार ये चल पहले प्ले करते हैं.
huh? So
हाँ.
so luck is now pure random variable
हाँ, let's say ये
and
वाला.
average skill is 70, skill standard deviation is 15. So that means one third of the population falls between 85 and 55.
Hmm.
That's the skill deviation, and some people are other extremes. Now
Yeah.
you have 50,000 and there is only 50 people available, and
Sure.
luck and you are putting luck 90, skill weight 90, luck weight 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if we look at this, average skill of selected people is very high, but average luck is also very high.
Yeah.
If we look at luck distribution, skill distribution pehle, you see कि there are some people
Hmm.
who did not get selected in these ranges at all.
Oh, because the luck is not वो राइट.
In if you don't have skill, luck is purely luck can't push you that high.
Hmm.
But
So
if
I
you
think
see,
this actually clarifies the whole angle of ki it's just luck. It's just not luck, right?
no, it's not just luck. You
It's an
need skill
extreme high
and
level
then
of
hope for
skill.
the best.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Huh.
So if you see again up and to the right, we can see कि people have to be clustered both in skill and in luck.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So being in
लक
the
में
right
और कौन
place at
से
the
ऑप्शन
right
थे
time.
वैसे?
Hmm.
लक में और कौन से ऑप्शन थे? Like one was pure random.
Then is normal distribution,
So
but
let's look
I
at
would like
exponential ones. So क्या होता है?
uh, rare lucky breaks.
Hmm.
So then luck distribution falls off.
Yeah. And I
But
think the
mhm.
real world has like again hundreds of different variables in general, right? So
So when you see hundreds of different variables, you can just call it random.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe पता है इस पे हम क्या कर सकते हैं? Maybe we can try to add more variables on the क्या बोलते हैं luck हो गया skill हो गया
Mm-hmm.
फिर एक हम आगे चल के maybe we can also add maybe some sort of a concrete job function
Mm-hmm.
with much more context to that country or something like that
Mm-hmm.
that can maybe give more and more data, right? मतलब what I'm actually trying to get to is that
Mm-hmm.
key people who operate at the top, right,
Mm-hmm.
of any industry or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there is this timing part, there is this luck part, everything is there, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But my guess is कि counter to what people believe, right, कि सबको ऐसे ही मिल जाता है. I
Hmm.
don't think that's the case. Those
No,
are like
that is.
big outliers, and those are not part of the system anyway. Matlab. That's a pure privilege. Like for example, let's say if I own a company, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
I have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say my kid might not be completely extremely skillful, but
Mm-hmm.
he's lucky, right? मतलब उसका luck quotient might be pretty strong
Hmm.
just because
Okay.
I own a company.
I think apart from this, there is also a factor of privilege, no?
हाँ मतलब वही उसका वो privilege है, right?
Hmm.
कि यार मतलब अरे बोले उसका skill 50 भी हो,
Mm-hmm.
but most likely he is gonna be the managing director of that firm.
No, but if he has nepotism backing, right?
Hmm.
Why will his skill be 50? Because because of the environment, he will
हाँ.
get good skills, na?
That's the hope. मतलब I don't want to name, on the stream कि there are certain parts of the governments, right?
Huh.
I mean, if you relate, I mean, I'll maybe WhatsApp you, right? कि
Cricket.
हाँ मतलब
I got it.
right तो वहां पे
Uh-huh.
how do you मतलब justify that, right? मतलब
But
skill नहीं है,
I would say
luck भी
that
नहीं, it's pure privilege,
that person's business acumen is pretty good.
which is actually a good point, I think. हाँ मतलब मैंने उसका एक वो देखा था वीडियो ब्रेकडाउन जहाँ
Huh.
पे the entire value he has brought to the table,
Yeah.
not from the sports itself, but from the dhanda mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you look at how many like there is the whole luck because politics and all that, but
Mm-hmm.
also opening certain doors, like having the cruel mindset of like
So maybe
taking.
Sohan, I think सबसे अच्छा पता है इसका एक वो एग्जांपल क्या हो सकता है. Let's say everybody think in sports, okay? When they
Hmm.
think of skills, they think very linearly.
Hmm.
I think पता है इसका एग्जांपल हम ले सकते हैं सैम ऑल्टमैन का एग्जांपल.
Hmm.
Sam Altman is not a techie, right? He's not a
He made
research.
a few apps. He wrote code, so he
Huh, but
is
he's
like.
not a, like, let's say if you're comparing to like a any of the researcher in their open AI team, right?
Hmm.
Let's say if you compare him to Greg, जो उसका co-founder है,
Hmm.
he's not as techy as Greg,
Greg. Huh.
but Sam has a very different skill
Hmm.
which most people don't have. That's deal making, right?
Huh.
He brings access, he brings deal making, he brings that somewhat of like his power in the valley, matlab, or in the
Hmm.
world, and
Hmm.
that just gives him so much of edge
Hmm.
that maybe his direct skill to the business is, let's say, not that much relevant. Again,
Hmm.
I'm simplifying that too much,
Hmm.
but उसका जो दूसरा skill है of the taking OpenAI global
Hmm.
through all the business you know stuff and all the partnerships that he is able to crack,
Hmm.
it plays a significant part in OpenAI's growth अगर तू वैसे देखे तो. But
Def-
his direct skill is not involved यहाँ पे, मतलब to the business.
So I think, is OpenAI a consumer AI company or a AI research lab? Like, that distinction would define if OpenAI is today. If you define it
हाँ,
as a consumer AI lab, a consumer AI
हाँ.
company, then I think Sam's skills are perhaps more relevant than.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. But it's a AI lab, right? मतलब for at least to what they
I
sort of
think they
want to
have
do.
pivoted into more of a consumer AI company than a AI.
I mean, वो है, but again, their goal is AGI, right? Like, okay, not just their goal, but most of these companies which are in the top of the game, they all are
Hmm.
fighting for AGI, right? They are not
Hmm.
fighting for our $20 a month. I mean,
I
of course,
think
they
I
want
think if
their
you
money to survive,
yeah.
but they are not focused on कि हमको वो $20 चाहिए, right?
Huh.
Their at least website, mission, vision, everything says कि we are trying for AGI, ASI.
Huh.
So
Cool.
we can assume that it's a AI lab,
Okay.
right? So
Hmm.
I think then maybe we can also figure out if we can add, let's say, I think हमें actually पता है ये actually करना चाहिए business and contextual skills आगे चल के.
Relevant skills. Okay.
हाँ मतलब right. And
Mm-hmm.
then I think जो उसमें से डेटा निकलेगा ना,
Mm-hmm.
actually can maybe prove our point in real world, matlab, I feel.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I think in the same manner on another screen we will discover some extremes.
Yeah. Yeah. But in the business, especially if we look at the business segment,
Hmm.
uh, what we will find is that like the role of a CEO,
Hmm.
right, is more around deal making and opening doors type. And like if you I'm why, because if we look how many technical people are CEOs, like if you have Bill Gates, who's not technical.
Hmm.
Like, he might market himself as technical, but he's not,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? Like, he is not the most technical person. He is
हाँ,
technical,
हाँ.
but
Of course,
uh,
he's not like, let's say, top 100 technical people in the world.
so similarly, but Jensen Huang is pretty technical.
Even Zuck is technical, right?
Zuck is, again, I would not say, like, if you look like he is enough technical to be a founder,
Hmm.
like
अच्छा,
not
I think
enough.
इस चीज में सबसे बड़ा exception, or I would say सबसे बड़ा outlier is Elon Musk, right? In that case, because he is fairly technical and fairly good with all the business part.
Like, yes, like, I would say he is technical, yes,
Hmm.
true. Yeah, I think I can agree. He is quite technical compared to the other CEOs.
And he's somewhat of great deal maker also, matlab,
Yeah.
right? So I think Elon Musk is like the classic example of this chart. Ki 100 skill, 100 luck.
100 still 100 luck.
Because
Yeah.
Elon also come from a certain privilege, right? उसका जो पूरा back story है,
Hmm.
it's not a story of some rags to riches,
Yeah.
right? But उसने वो privilege के साथ भी मतलब एकदम ऐसे अपने skill को out of the park किया है, right? मतलब he has knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. I think when you look at the magnitude, right?
Mhm.
like if you are born to a millionaire family,
Hmm.
is becoming billionaire significantly easier than someone who has
Yeah,
100k
for
net
sure.
worth?
या एंड आई थिंक हम लोग अभी सर्वाइवरशिप बायस ऑन स्टेरॉइड्स की बात कर रहे हैं बट आई थिंक पीपल विल गेट द पॉइंट राइट कि व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू से
No,
बिकॉज
I would
ये
be more
हमारे
curious. I would be more
हाँ
curious. I would not like just sorry. I'm cutting you off.
हाँ
But even to the viewers, I want to ask, like, I want to ask this a curious question. If you are born into a millionaire family
हम्म
versus, let's say, someone who is born into a decent family with, let's say, 100k annual income, right? But not without those savings. Like, is becoming a billionaire significantly easier for the millionaire kid?
can we build one more Monte Carlo simulation for
Ha
that
ha ha ha. Uh, I want to build another sim. Uh, I will just copy the name.
yeah
I'm too lazy for that. Uh, where I want to know if becoming, if being from a privileged background, finances, connections have a hand in becoming a billionaire. Because what I would
hmm.
say is that billionaire forms in that so like that status is so get kept. I would say it has
Hmm.
more luck involved, and that luck
yeah
sometimes can take a poorer person farther ahead than
mm-hmm.
just privilege, right? So yes, if
yeah
you're looking till 10 million, 1 million to 10 million is a order of magnitude, but I would
mm-hmm.
say 1,000 times, right? When you want to increase the wealth by a factor of 1,000,
Hmm.
another person has to increase it by 10,000. I would say
yeah yeah
both of them are equally unlikely.
hmm.
So let's swipe from, mm, since businesses are largely power law, so assume those fractal uh, compounding effects, map it really well. Pick good colors, please. No gradients.
I think this will be very interesting to see क्या होता है इसका
Yeah. So yes, currently what we see, most billionaires already come from billionaire like pretty rich families. But
mm-hmm.
I would say these families are already within one magnitude of a billion,
Mm-hmm.
because going from a true millionaire family to a billionaire family is equally unlikely as going from just rags to riches. Like both of them are lotteries.
True. So you are saying कि मतलब जीरो से मिलियन इज हार्ड एंड मिलियन से बिलियन भी उतना ही हार्ड है मतलब
हाँ, जीरो से मिलियन, लाइक जीरो से तो कोई स्टार्ट नहीं करता है. सो यू स्टार्ट
हाँ मतलब
एटलीस्ट एट.
10 चल मतलब आर्बिट्ररी लेते हैं 10
हाँ
10 to 100 is hard
हाँ
but 100 to 1000 is also equally hard ऐसा
हाँ. सो सो आई वुड से कि मिलियन से जो बिलियन जाएगा.
हाँ
ओके, सो पॉपुलेशन, आई वुड से पॉपुलेशन बढ़ा देते हैं.
हाँ
privileged person, like there are लाइक 2% प्रिविलेज पीपल है. प्रिविलेज का प्रिविलेज
स्टार्टिंग कैपिटल 10
वन
कर
मिलियन
देना, 1 तो बहुत कम नहीं होगा?
ठीक है 10 million. और स्टार्टिंग कैपिटल फॉर अ नॉर्मल पर्सन इज 100K और
या
50K.
50-50।
कनेक्शन मल्टीप्लायर प्रिविलेज का 3x. वेंचर्स प्रिविलेज के 5 है, नॉर्मल के 2 है बिकॉज दे कैन अफोर्ड लेस.
हम्म।
पावर लो अल्फा 2.0. स्किल वेट 30%. कंपाउंडिंग राउंड्स 5 कर देते हैं. नाउ विल रन द सिमुलेशन. यार कुछ तो डेटा, कुछ तो प्रोग्रेस बार दिखा दे. सोच रहा हूँ प्रोग्रेस. देख, I think Claude has one of the better UXs, na,
या
for writing this kind of
या
code.
या या आई थिंक उनका कोड थोड़ा मेरे को मतलब इट्स इजी टू रीड आल्सो, द रीडेबिलिटी इज वेरी नाइस यहाँ पे।
Yeah, yeah. I think they are the only ones who just throw Prism JS and call it a day.
या ठीक है चलो, आई थिंक इसने
ये
कुछ
ये
किया है।
ये बहुत बार एडिट करता है. How long is our stream so far? कितने ड्यूरेशन?
1 घंटा 16 मिनट
अरे
without talking law of attraction. I think we got
when
attracted to this problem today, and I
when
think this is
when
how
two
it
people
goes.
when two people with ADHD come together.
Yeah, ठीक है चलो, पॉपुलेशन मैक्स।
2%.
हाँ, स्टार्टिंग कैपिटल 10, 50।
Connection multiplier.
या
Ventures 5. Palo Alpha. Skill weight. Compounding round max. Hmm. Getting candidates पे इतना.
what the fuck is he gonna do, man?
ये तो कल आएगा मुझे लगता है.
जब तक हम लोग कुछ लाइफ में बिलियनर बन जाएंगे तब तक ये चार्ट ठीक बनेगा।
I think it's time to take this to hands. Take matters to our own terminal. Mm-mm. Can it work? या कर्सर खोल देगा अभी. ये कर्सर खोल देगा. कर्सर हाईजैक्स कोड का. ओके.
नहीं नहीं, आई थिंक देयर इज सम इशू विद द, एक बार ये रन कर जो भी है, लेट्स जस्ट रन दिस। नहीं, देयर इज सम इशू विद द कोड।
Creating candidates. Like I sometimes just code switch to Hindi
या
for no reason. Open folder. अभी मेरा पूरा फोल्डर दिखेगा दुनिया को, कोई देख नहीं रहा है वैसे। पर्सनल कोडिंग, हाँ
हाँ
हाँ हाँ
हाँ, ऊपर है ऊपर है, हाँ।
हाँ। तो अभी एक फाइल लेंगे, index.jsx, पेस्ट करेंगे। अब जाएंगे मेरा फेवरेट पे, why is it running so slow।
एक काम करना, वो
हाँ
नंबर ऑफ कैंडिडेट्स जो था ना उसमें, वो एक 10 थोड़ा एकदम कम कर दे, मिनिमम ऊपर, सबसे ऊपर।
हाँ हाँ, रिलोड करना पड़ेगा उसके लिए।
हाँ,
10 कर देते हैं।
मतलब 2000 मिनिमम है, तो 1000 अच्छा, ओके, हाँ, लेट्स जस्ट डू दैट।
Even then it's like looking
Well, I
like it's
think it's some code issue only, looks like.
ये नहीं होगा तो हम स्ट्रीम बंद कर देंगे, मैं घर पे कर लूंगा अलग से।
ठीक है।
and and even publish this as a GitHub repo with the blog।
Yeah, but this was a good experiment. It was a good thought experiment.
Yeah,
Something to actually think about.
yes। So this is why I like Klein।
Climb में, how does it work? Oh, अच्छा, तो क्लाइंट पे ही रन कर रहा है ये।
हाँ हाँ। So Klein can use just the VS Code's code editor, and it's like I find it better than Cursor, honestly।
Yeah,
Mm, it shows default feed page, make that JSX file work।
I think इसके बाद we'll wrap up, bro.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
for sure।
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Things that used to be a painful thing for us ADHD people। It should, हाँ आ गया।
हाँ,
Enable the console, हाँ आ गया।
okay.
Oh
Now I
fuck.
think,
So if I have
let's max it.
50,000,
2%,
2%,
10 million, 50K, 3x, 5 round. Yeah.
ये so 989 people, total billionaires are 989.
Uh,
988 are from privileged background.
and
Only
with this,
1% from.
and imagine, bro, that is just with 2% privilege.
हाँ नहीं, but हाँ, like, let's model income as power law and arbitrarily draw the line at 10 million or whatever instead of fixed gains. mm, Fixed 10 million.
आई
We
थिंक बिकॉज
can.
हमने अज्यूम वो किया है कि सब 10 मिलियन पे स्टार्ट कर रहे
हाँ, कुछ लोग आधे बिलियन पे शुरू कर रहे हैं. So that is, we can make the distribution. I think that's why a lot of them ask for background. If you're
हैं.
from privileged background, you're more likely to make it.
या या
Yeah. तो अभी पीसी शुरू करना पड़ेगा to become a billionaire. Arbitrary draw the Poland at 10 million or whatever instead of we can adjust the distribution parameters. Thus, this is the brutal reality. I think we can publish this somewhere.
वी शुड एक्चुअली.
Yeah, both this and the previous one.
या
So what happens is with Klein is in Klein, you can, if you say it to ask it to be in plan mode, it cannot change code. It like वो tool ही खराब हो जाता है, which is not
अच्छा
how it's done in anti gravity. Even if it's, if you say in planning, it will go and change the code sometimes.
अच्छा ओके.
ठीक है, it shows me a plan, I review it, and then I switch it to act Pareto distributed. Cancel, and of course new visualizations as much visuals as possible. If possible, make a 2D animation also while the simulation runs because code is cheap now. Claude is an intern. See, now I switch to act mode and it will now just write code. Okay, someone said introducing something, the world's first Vibe coding ID.
Hmm.
What? I'm like, how can it be world's first vibe coding ID when cursor exists?
I think maybe they just woke up after 2022.
Mm, I think you have to say something as world's first, otherwise nothing works. Like,
I
imagine I
would
am
rather
saying,
say universe first ID multiverses.
yeah,
In fact, Sohan, we should next week announce we will do Mars ka first live stream.
क्या क्या?
Mars ka first live stream.
हाँ ना, we can make a Mars का 3D model.
We can always be like, तुम तो वैसे भी अर्थ में अटके हुए हो, तुम तो सिर्फ
Hmm.
ये वर्ल्ड की बातें कर रहे हो, हम तो दूसरे वर्ल्ड्स की बातें कर रहे
Yeah, after looking at the whole messy fiasco, we left Earth. Sorry, मैं कहाँ से कहाँ कनेक्शन ले गया.
हैं. Yeah.
By the way, have you seen that short का ad between Anurag Kashyap and Samay Raina?
That is that for which company या क्या था वो?
कुछ प्रोटेक्शन कंपनी है.
I am not sure actually.
Like protection that lets you not have kids.
मतलब मैंने शायद नहीं देखा है. That's what I'm.
देख लेना भाई, it's hilarious.
Is it new one क्या?
हाँ, new one. There was
अच्छा.
already one with that RJ Mahavash, right?
Okay.
वो देखा होगा.
I think so. I don't remember it.
ठीक है. And then you have अनुराग कश्यप के साथ एक भाई.
Okay.
Like I just want not his but balls that are made of that heavy material.
Yeah. यार इसकी भी मूवी आ गई ना, कपिल की भी.
हाँ.
बढ़िया है यार सबका ऐसा.
So as you see, eventually you have to come into a ID
या for sure bro. आज
and
वो
not.
देख भी लिया.
हाँ.
आज वो देख भी लिया और समझ भी लिया. कि
Yeah.
यार ये सब बढ़िया है मतलब, बट शाम को लौट के घर ही आ जाए.
But I think this is going to change at some point.
या
और मैंने
तो
ऑलरेडी 70 रुपए उड़ा दिए मेरे क्रेडिट्स के.
70 रुपए. अच्छा.
सी कितने पैसे जा रहे हैं ऊपर दिखाता रहता है.
अच्छा. ओके ओके.
72 cents गॉन.
ओह.
कोई बात नहीं, वो हमारे वीसीज के पैसे हैं, इन्वेस्टर के पैसे.
And again we are helping them to understand कि privilege is everything.
which they already understand.
ये क्या कर क्या रहा है वैसे, ये सारा कोड वापस लिख रहा है क्या ये?
ये इसको बहुत सारा कोड लिखने बोला है ना. पूरा
तूने
2D
इसका
एनिमेशन.
काम दे दिया,
मैंने
इसका
लिख तो दिया
पागल हो
2D
गया.
एनिमेशन, इसको पूरा एक्चुअली कोड लिखना है. $1 चला गया, 90 रुपए. थैंक्स टू
Shit.
मोदी जी. अच्छा,
यार
फाइल
ये
इज
और
बीइंग
कितना
क्रिएटेड.
करेगा?
हाँ हाँ.
कब से करे जा रहा है ये, और कितना खींचेगा?
नहीं नहीं, आई थिंक इट इज हिटिंग सम API लिमिट्स, तो इट्स
अच्छा.
रिट्राइंग. The file is being truncated.
ओके.
Imagine we call AI coders programmers because like the device computer, it used to be a job role.
ओके. I mean,
या पीपल यूज टू कंप्यूट, तो उनको कंप्यूटर बोलते थे, फिर मशीन को भी कंप्यूटर बोल दिया.
और
व्हाट
फिर
इफ.
कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर, राइट? मतलब
हाँ.
कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर.
हाँ अभी कंप्यूटर जॉब रोल.
Yeah.
इमेजिन प्रोग्रामर इंजीनियर बन गए अभी फिर.
I'm feeling very sleepy, by the way. Huh?
ये
Are you
इस बार
also feeling
एक
sleepy?
काम करते हैं.
हाँ.
एक काम करते हैं, आई विल डू दिस ऑफलाइन एंड शेयर द रिजल्ट्स विद यू.
हाँ, एक बार तो शेयर कर देना. वैसे we can also write a nice blog post.
या आई थिंक हो
ठीक है.
गया.
हो गया क्या? Oh, nice.
इंतजार. अल्फा मिन. ठीक है देखते हैं.
Whoa. What the heck?
लाइव सिमुलेशन कर रहे हैं.
अरे
20
क्या
बिलियनर. कुछ तो है, अच्छा लग रहा है.
कर रहा है, कुछ कर रहा है ये.
Oh, it's showing how the bar is moving. Like the bar
Yeah.
of privilege is moving up.
बनाया तो क्रेजी है भाई इसने ये.
Yeah.
Look, let me just take a quick.
चलो भाई, मेरे को भी थोड़ा नेचर्स कॉल आया है, मैं भी निकलता हूँ.
मैं ना खाली रुक जाए, ट्वीट कर देता
ये
हूँ एक लास्ट.
ये स्ट्रीम चलने दे, मैं वीडियो.
क्या बोल रहा है?
रुका नहीं जा रहा वीडियो, माइक ऑफ करके जा रहा हूँ. लाइक लेट द स्क्रीन बी ओपन.
तू जाके आ.
Hello.
Are you back?
Yes, bro.
Yep.
So, ultra wealthy 20 लोग निकले privileged,
Hmm.
normal odds 90x,
Yeah.
ultra wealthy origins 90% privileged, 10% normal,
Hmm.
wealth distribution. Wealth distribution was like less than 50k बहुत लोग थे. Success rate heat map.
Yeah.
Higher initial wealth percentile equals to higher success rate regardless of skill level. Fuck.
But this is, I think, simple की privilege है तो.
Hmm. या privilege है तो है. You
Money है तो honey है.
money है तो honey है. Yes.
Yes. But good stream. I think that today was quite, I think, interesting. We explored the extremely different area
Yeah.
of life.
Okay. Privileged percent में 2%, success percent 0.1,
Hmm.
boost राउंड्स मैक्स कर देते हैं. स्पीड 10x. I think I'll make a better simulation of this. Like there are,
Yeah.
I want to create a Minecraft like game and actually simulate people taking birth doing random shit. I think this is why I learned to code. It was never to actually make money.
Yeah.
नहीं सच में. Like
But honestly, yeah, this was a fun thing. I think we will definitely publish a blog on this.
yeah,
Uh,
on the on some of the findings, and I'll attach some papers actually.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We can actually do that.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll just end the stream, Abhi. I think we are good for
ठीक है.
today.
Think. Yeah.
And we'll actually do a neuroscience of attraction very soon. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks, whoever dropped by and who is going to watch one later on. Yeah. Have fun, guys.
Have fun.
Yeah. एक second, huh?